Hello fellow dragons, it's Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and it's review time. Before I begin, I must congratulate the guys that I'm reviewing the game of today. The game is Mosaic, and they did a great job. The AMD came out and released their new drivers to give super boost and everything, 19.111 or something like that. And it absolutely messed this game. It wouldn't run. It got to the Unity launch window and then it would crash every time. But true to form, as good indie developers are always first on the bat to sort of fix their problems, they basically threw out a patch lick split for the next set of drivers beyond. But still, the original first drivers that came out that caused the problem are absolutely messed up the game. But it's fantastic that I could actually review and finish this game. I was going to do a review, but it got sort of trampled by the fact that this game crashed, so I was stuck for about a week without being able to review this game. But anyway, let's continue and move on. By the way, if you like any of the videos that I have on my channel, or if you like me as a general person, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell notification. The like button is also a good thing if you enjoy the video. Alright, so, Mosaic. A massive dystopian world where you are stuck in a corporate loophole of nothing but the endless drudge of going to work and coming back home and doing absolutely nothing. The life that slowly kills and crushes you into oblivion. This is the ideas and the orchestration of Mosaic. But all is not what it seems. Graphically, this game is a very simplistic game. It's very polygonal, it's very harsh straight lines. The colour palette for the majority of it is in the greys mostly, and it's very depressing and very dark and bleak, and that's been really hit on the head in this game. It sort of shows and highlights the entire sort of just unending sort of torment that a life where there has no purpose and no interaction sort of shows in this kind of game. But it's really sort of exacerbated by the fact of this dark coldness, and then it's hit by these splashes of colours, these hits of sort of fantastic little things that happen through the game that sort of make you want to find them, and that kind of visual sort of cue is very good. I love the overall sort of design and everything, so it made people just want to sort of play on and do different things. But the other thing that's really good on the visual sense is the Blip Blop game. It's basically a glorified clicker game, yet as you pick it up on your mobile phone in the game and just click, 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 it's really sort of goes to the hallmark of what these clicker kind of games really sort of do to people's minds. It's that sort of twist in the back of your skull where you need to keep on clicking in order to get to the next level, to get the next upgrade and things like that. There are other apps that you pick up that also work on the same sort of things that are in our everyday lives that are very sort of soul crushing in a sense. There's a dating app, there's your banking app, there's a Bitcoin sort of app which is called Bleeps or Boops, I can't remember. So you trade in those particular things, and it's an e-commerce, and it will go very high and you'll buy it when it's really low, and then it will go high and you can sell it, and then all of a sudden you can just end up with a whole lot of coins that are worthless. All these kind of graphical interfaces and this graphical overlay of all these people in just suits walking, and there's an industrializers, there's gridlock, there's the sense of this massive cubicle area where you work every day. All these things are just so soul-crushingly bad, and I think that's what makes this game so appealing to me, because it sort of shows a very real sense of what life is for a lot of us in general, like especially people that live in cities and work in cities, or even people that work at a 9 to 5 job where you're stuck at a cubicle and your job is always that same thing. This game hits that whole sort of list of things as bad for this human soul right on the head in instant. But it also shows that that shouldn't be what it is as well. And to show that visually without putting word bubbles everywhere or trying to hit people with dialogue left, right and centre, or just doing these huge long cutscenes or anything like that, I think that's fantastic how they've done this, and I really have to give Kilobyte Studio credit for the overall work in this game. It's simplistic, it's not fantastically designed graphic-wise, but it gets the entire image and vision of what that particular thing is. Have a listen to some music and some sound effects, and we'll go and talk about that after that. Okie doke. So, musically, this game has a really interesting sort of overlay to it. The music is very prominent because there's no voice in the actual game. And because of that music being so prevalent, it's easy to feel when you're in those sort of dull points where life is non-existent. It's quiet, but there is a sense of white noise, a level of background noise that is that sort of emptiness that is contained within us. And when you go outside, you get bombarded by the everyday sort of noises as well. And it's all been captured very well and portrayed as this entire thing that just inside your head, it just puts you in the mind of the character of the game, and you feel the loneliness, you feel the horror. Other times you're in dream sequences where you will go into water points and everything, and the water sounds are very crisp and really just so calming, and then they kind of twist and turn, and that's where all this is so fantastic. It's a great music track system that also really hits home when you go to these points where you kind of trip out and you are now in a sort of existential realization of the existence in which you live in, and yeah, it's kind of metaphysical and zen. So there's a lot of things to that, but it's really good and it's really enjoyable to be contained within it. And when you find these points where you help an animal out, or you listen to music from someone, or you just have this realization and you suddenly see the entirety of the world lit up in colour, that's what this game really is. It's that feelings of loneliness to be spiked through with these little glimpses of what your life can be if you overcome certain things, or if you change your perspective, or change who you are. And that's what it's all about. As a package, the music and the overall sound is really good and suits the model for this particular thing. Like, it would have been interesting to get the soft murmur of actual conversations, or even just getting pounded by ads left, right and centre to really hit home that whole dystopian corporate bureaucracy sort of thing all hammered in. But at the same time, this was enough to really bring you into the game and make you feel part of the world. So Mosaic is basically a 3 to 5 hour game where you play as a guy that moved to the city to do work, and you're stuck in a 9 to 5 job. You have no friends, you have no social outlets, you don't go out of your home once you come home from work, and your phone is your greatest friend, sort of thing. This is the showing of the entirety of the life. The first opening sequence of this game shows exactly what it's all about, because he wakes up, turns the alarm off his phone, he might play his game for a bit, and then he goes to the bathroom, sets his hair, sets his tie, brushes his teeth, and then tries to suck up the courage to walk out the door, because life sucks. Bills are on the table, pre-packaged meals are in the fridge. The TV is literally your second home. And you go off to work and no one talks to you. No one even wants to look at you. You go in the elevator and other people look the other way. And then you get to work and you have a mindless job where you collect resources to expand different things so you can help the company get bigger and bigger. Sound familiar? If anyone has ever lived this kind of life, then change to something else, because this would kill me. I think it reminds me of my time as an upholsterer, and I worked a 9 to 5 job. I worked myself for the company and I did everything I could. But at the end of the day, you don't get anything for it. You feel lifeless and alone. Making these videos gives me some more satisfaction than I ever actually had in a 9 to 5 job, in a thing. I'm not a great successful YouTuber or anything like that, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And this game shows me something that I understand a bit more about. It gives me a bit more of that view of looking at the Zen world, where you eliminate all the bad things in your world, you simplify your world, and you try and better your world by changing your perspective and doing something better than just being stuck in a desk doing nothing with your life. And that's probably the whole end all and be all of this game. It's about that kind of journey between things, and It is a great game, and I enjoyed it myself. Like, reviews should always be taken with a grain of salt. They shouldn't be considered the hallmark of what a game is. A game is an experience, and this is an experience that spoke to me and made me enjoy this game, made me want to play it and say to other people, hey, it's a great game, play it. But it's not for everyone. And again, all the time, whenever it comes to games, you make your own decision about whether this is the kind of thing that's going to appeal to you. It's a very simplistic game. It's all about questioning the existence of where you are in the world and trying to find answers inside yourself. And also fighting the big corporate and all stuff like that. But yeah, that's another thing altogether. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the review. I will see you all on the next video, and you have yourselves a fantastic day or week, and just find something that you enjoy and do it. Bye for now.